Nnamdi Kanu will come out and tell the full story. All those that are involved will say it. Let them come and take my life too. So all of these things, they can charge anybody for anything. They brought out gun. Since I was born till this moment, people, the only thing they have ever complained about me is that Atiku is stubborn. Nobody has ever accused me of even stealing or attacking anybody. I have not slapped anybody before. And let me even say that I want to exonerate the DG, because the DG, all the things they plan, they actually plan for me to be there throughout my tenure as NANS President, so that their thug will take over. Ladoja Olushola who hit me in the eye, and Yinka Dada, who is a former NANS President, who stole my phone, with Olushola.
But how are you sure, the allegations you are making, how are you sure that they stole your phone? Since did you see them with it? Is there any evidence to?
They abducted me now. My phones were with me. They abducted me and took my phone. And I saw them, and I also know them. I have known them before now. They stole Salahuddin Lukman asked me to put my pin. I put my pin. And then they took away my phones. This country, they can frame.
Atiku Isah's message is clear. The detention of Nnamdi Kanu has caused frustration, especially among youths in the southeast. According to him, what's happening in prison is not just about one person. It's about how the system treats students, activists, and ordinary citizens. He wants the government to listen and act fairly, because if people feel ignored or treated unfairly, there could be serious consequences for the elections. Think about it. The southeast is an important part of Nigeria, and if the elections don't happen there as planned, it could affect the whole country. The NANS President is essentially saying, we are watching, we are involved, and we will not stay silent if justice is not done. That's bold and powerful coming from a student leader. Please, while you're listening, tap the like button and subscribe to support this channel. Now, this is also about voice and action. Students and youths are the heartbeat of Nigeria. When the NANS President speaks out, it's a signal that young people are no longer passive observers. They are ready to stand up for justice and fairness. They are saying, if we are not treated fairly and if elections are not credible,
anybody up. And that's why I'm passionate about this Nnamdi Kanu's case, because they have done this to me. So if you take terrorists, I'll just say this. In short, anybody you say even is a criminal in this country, I don't believe. Because I have never held gun in my hand. I have friends who are police, DSS, military. In short, I even have friends who are generals in the Nigerian army. Because I studied computer science, I know that when subjected to forensic examination, your hand, they can know whether you have held a gun before or what kind of gun before. So even if you keep it, I will not touch it. If the DG had carried out what they wanted, then maybe I would have been killed by now, or even after raising, I would have been assassinated. We need something that will work. I don't care if you like to bring all Yoruba, as long as the system works, but they must be competent. If you like, bring all Igbos. Okay, why are we not complaining that the super Igbos of Nigeria is dominated by Igbos? Okay, because we want to win, right? Why are we not complaining? Because we want to win. If you want good result, look for the best people. The guy, you see the operation in the DSS, they don't even have, they don't know how to gather intelligence at all. They are behaving as if they are combatant. Throughout my stay in DSS facility, every time they bring me out, only one man I was always afraid of meeting, and that's the deputy director in charge of investigation, because he is always very calm. I saw intelligence, very calculative. I said, Kai, I always fear him. Well, he will never shout. But others that used to shout, this one, they don't have anything. They don't have, because they are always shouting. So when the only person I was always afraid of was the deputy director in charge of investigation. And the time they allowed my family to come and visit me, my family stayed in his office. So I told, don't speak to that man. That man is too intelligent. Even movement, he will be able to know what is in your mind. If you are so, when they visited me, I said, even water, don't drink. If you greet him, don't say anything again. They waited for him for about 2 hours because they took me to hospital. Nobody spoke to him. Anything. I said, yes, don't talk to that man because he's the only intelligent man in the entire DSS that I met. Those who are not courageous are not good to work with people. Those who are cowards, you see, acts of cowardice can be easily detected. When you see a man that vacillates from left to right, depending on the side that has immediate material satisfaction, such a man is a coward. You don't need such a man to work with you. Men who are not ready to make sacrifice, they are not fit to be in position of authority. It will be President Tinubu is courageous. By discontinuing with this case, he will show Nigerians that he's a courageous leader. Yes, he's fearless. It's not that he doesn't have the power. He has the power. It's when you have the power to do and undo, but you restrain yourself. That is courage.
All right, let's wrap up this way. What will you tell the president about the Southeast who feel that they need healing? The killings in the Southeast, how can we stop it? The people of the Southeast continues complain about marginalization. How can we address this? What do you have to say to the president?
The marginalization is real. And that is why I'm appealing. Well, first, release their son. They love him. And this same is their son, is their leader. They love him, they respect him. They want him released. He's the only person in the entire of the Southeast at the moment that can say, all of you, put down your weapons. Not with force. Okay, you have sent military there. They have not been able to achieve that. A man that can tell them to put down their weapons and they will listen to him, why will you keep him in custody? Those that are giving you contrary advice to what we are telling you now, they don't mean well. We want peace in the Southeast. these people will be able to help your government improve and also improve livelihood because they are hardworking. You don't with this agitation. Okay, during the last protest, even in the southeast, all shops were closed. The roads were empty because of one man. Which governor do you think in the entire of the southeast can command such respect? So release him. The marginalization is real. But President Tinubu, you are trying. I think one of the service chiefs is from the southeast. So give those who are competent. I'm not just saying give appointment because somebody's from southeast. I don't want that at all. You have competent people from there. Bring them on board. Let all of us work together in the interest of national healing. You see, when I talk to my brothers in the north, they come and tell me, "Oh, do you know that Nnamdi Kanu you're talking about? Nnamdi Kanu, they are the ones that killed Sardauna." I say, "Was it Nnamdi Kanu that killed Sardauna?" They say, "No, it was the Igbos." I say, "Okay, what about the Igbos that were killed by our own brothers?" That, you see, what happened in 1966, a long time ago, the major who took the decision did not consult all the Igbos before he took the decision. It was his own decision. And that decision, many Igbos lost their lives again as a result of the counter coup. Do you know how Ironsi was also killed? I always want a balanced argument, not just arguing because out of a sentiment. Do you know how Ironsi was also killed? There was a counter coup, and many Igbos lost their lives. So now we cannot continue like that. Let us come together and understand ourselves and forgive ourselves. We are talking about forgiveness. Mr. President, if you achieve this will be your greatest achievement as the president. Release him so that you bring everybody on board. And you'll be seen as even the best president for bringing peace. Anything, all achievements without peace is useless. Okay, now, if you construct all the roads in Abuja and people are being killed, okay, what are those that will use to make use of the roads? If all the hospitals are even functional and before people get to the hospitals, they are already dead, what will be the use of the hospital? Peace is very important. And even Mr. President will agree with me that to achieve peace in the southeast, don't listen to these governors. You know that you need this man to come on board because they love him. Once people like, respect, and honor somebody, before you take that, whatever you say about that person, they will not agree. Let the person come to talk to them. That is my appeal. We are appealing to Mr. President. I'm not an Igbo man before anybody will come and say, "Oh, because you're an Igbo man, is your brother." I'm only being objective, and because I don't even have any
personal interaction as
based
well.
on personal interaction and the reality on ground. I don't have any place I can run to. This is the only country I have. I pray for this country. I pray for, in short, the president that I disliked the most was President Buhari. I was also praying for him to succeed because if his failure was also affecting me negatively. Because, okay, if a president is sick, there are things that need the attention of the president. If he doesn't do it, a lot of people will suffer. So that's why I disagree with people that usually I was always complaining about President Buhari. But sometimes when I say, okay, we need to pray for him, when he was sick, we always pray for him so that because if the office is left vacant like that, a lot of bad things will happen. Things will go on wrong. In the same way, I encourage Nigerians to pray for President Nnamdi Kanu is currently and where Mieti Allah chairman was before he was released. Don't forget, he was arrested. His boys were alleged to have stabbed a general. You see, his boys were alleged to have killed soldiers. I know all lives are equal, but the life of a military man should be seen as being special because they protect the lives of the of others. If any group that will attack military men, those groups should be seen as being extremely violent and they should be condemned in totality. The military men deserve respect and honor because they are putting their lives to protect us. So now, this same man, his case was discontinued. A Fulani man, his case was discontinued. Yes, he's my brother. I'm happy the case was discontinued, but I'm not happy that military men were attacked. Now Igbo, who was agitating, so his agitation was very violent. So many lives were lost. Security personnel were attacked. Yet his case was discontinued because he's a Yoruba man. I did not meet Igbo, and I did not meet the chairman of Mieti Allah, but I heard a lot of things about them. But in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, all the things, he has been in detention. If the last one and the one that he's still in detention started in 2021, for all of these years, if they have anything against him, why have they not brought it out? There's nothing against him, unlike these two people that their cases were discontinued. The President and Commander-in-Chief has the power. By the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he can direct the Attorney General of the Federation to discontinue with this case in the interest of national healing and unity of the country. The last time he should know that these two men I mentioned do not have the kind of support that Nnamdi Kanu has. Okay, I have another now. As at this moment, I'm still owing as a result of the mobilization I did for people to come to Abuja to protest for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. We knew that they were going to attack us. We were tear gassed. We still protested. We were ready to lay down our lives for Nnamdi Kanu because we believe that he has our interest at heart. So a man that has such support, I'm not talking about, let me tell you this, that in the entire of the Southeast, all the governors combined together do not have the kind of support that Nnamdi Kanu has. All the governors combined together. And like I told you earlier, which is one of the things people see as the weakness of President Tinubu, and to me it's not a weakness. Just like Nnamdi Kanu's fearlessness and courage is not a weakness. The president is always standing by his friends. His friends in the southeast know that once Mazi is released, they will not be able to rig, maim, and retain their offices. So they are the one running up and down to plead with Mr. President to continue with this case. Mr. President is a comrade. He has been in struggle for a long time. So there's no way he will allow Nnamdi Kanu to continue to be in detention. He would have since ended this shenanigan called trial, which has lasted for 4 years and nothing has come out of it. But because of these governors and some leaders, when we wanted to do the protest, I reached out to some senators from the southeast, some leaders from the southeast. Their responses made it clear to me that they were the ones behind the persecution of Nnamdi Kanu, because these people cannot win election. So on this, I want Mr. President to know, I, as the national president of NANS, I have taken steps, and I really want to be involved in this completely. One, I went to Kano, because there's one of the most vocal minds in terms of grassroots politics in Kano, Honorable Ilyasu Musa Konkoso, who was commissioner during the first time governorship position of Rabi Musa Konkoso. He was also commissioner when Mala Ibrahim Shekaro was governor. He was also commissioner when Ganduje was governor. He has been commissioner since the inception of this republic. Only in this, that is with President Tinubu, that is not commissioner. I went to him, I told him that, you see, because he had called me before that the youth listening to you, especially in the northern part of the country, I want you to work for President Tinubu. So last week I went to him and said, yes, I'm ready to work for President Tinubu on one condition. You are close to Ganduje, and you are close to the presidency. You are close to the National Security Advisor. Meet them. Let them discontinue with the case of Nnamdi Kanu in the interest of national healing, so that at least when whatever position we take, people will not see us as being tribalistic, sentimental. Let them discontinue. If Igboho's case will be discontinued, our brother, the chairman of Mieti Allah's case will be discontinued. Let the case of Nnamdi Kanu be discontinued. And then I can assure you that I will move around the entire north to campaign for President Tinubu. I will do that. I told him that I went to Kanu, I met with him, that this is the only reason. This I will do. I will also appeal to him that there's no need for agitation. The president, discuss with Mr. President all your grievances, so that these things can be settled amicably, so that the security of lives and properties in the south is somebody that is dear to my heart now. That's Nnamdi Kanu.
Really?
I was detained, and the first day I was brought out, I saw him. I was shocked. So I now went close to him. I said, I am Comrade Atiku Isah. I wanted to introduce myself. I said, no, I know you. So I started telling me about what happened. So I became shocked. I said, then he told me that be strong. That was how I continued discussion with him for about 2 months. So Nnamdi Kanu is somebody I know very well, because if you stay with somebody on a daily basis and you are discussing with the person on a daily basis for about 2 months, because in detention you don't have anything to do. You only sit down at a particular spot, and you are with this person on a daily basis, and you are always discussing. So you should know the kind of person that he is. And let me tell you that people don't know that it was prior to my meeting with Nnamdi Kanu, I had thought that he was a wicked man who want to divide the country, because I'm a patriotic Nigerian, and I don't want anything that will bring confusion in this country. So that was the mindset I had. But after meeting him, in the detention, I realized that the Fulanis, the Hausas, the Kanuris there are all loyal to him. You'll be shocked that he has more supporters in the DSS facility than he has outside. Because if anywhere you live and you have more than 95% of the people who are supporting you. Before I met him, a Fulani guy told me, because he said, oh, if you see Nnamdi Kanu, he will like you because you can speak English. The guy does not understand English. We always communicating in Hausa language, and in Arabic language. So he said, he will like you because you can speak English, and he's a good man. If you have any problem, tell him, he will help you. So that is how they see Nnamdi Kanu. Everybody in that detention facility, they see him as their leader. So it's not about a leader agitating for the Igbo cause. He's a leader agitating for Nigerians, for the betterment of Nigerians. So that is the person Nnamdi Kanu is. So I have discussed with him severally. On a daily basis, he will tell me, Atiku will be strong. And along the line, now told me that, okay, I want you to play along so that they release you from here. I don't want you to continue to stay in detention. That was when I said, I'm ready to remain in detention. I said, no, this place is not good for you. Play along, do whatever they want you to do. Get away from me and go and meet your family. I said, you are here. Say, don't worry. You go out. I don't want to see young men like you to be in detention. So that is the person we are talking about, that Nnamdi Kanu is. A very passionate leader with compassion, and he has the interest of especially the masses at heart. And I think the problem he has, which is not a problem, is that he's too courageous and fearless. And that is why, to me, he is still in detention. Courageous and fearless.
All right, let's look at the issue of the government and Nnamdi Kanu. Some persons say that the government is using Nnamdi Kanu as a scapegoat to avoid addressing legitimate grievances. They argue that Showere, Iboho, the chairman of Meiti Allah, all of them had issues at one time or the other. But government discontinued with that case and wondered why is Nnamdi Kanu's case different?
Yes, I agree with those who say that. And but I also want to say that this did not start with the administration of President Tinubu. He was arrested during the last administration, and because they don't want to address the real issues. This thing is very simple. Why?
What do you think are the real issues?
The real issues are the insecurity, marginalization, and inequality in the country. These are basically the real issues. Address these issues. What on this? Because I believe that President Tinubu is a listening president. Yes, and just like I said about Nnamdi Kanu being fearless and courageous, which has put him in detention, one of the things that though is not something that should be seen as a weakness, which the President Tinubu has, is that he's too loyal to his friends. And he always stands by his friends. So he will not want to do anything that will embarrass his predecessor. So for that reason, he's taking his time. But on this, I really want to appeal to the President and Commander-in-Chief that if the likes of Iboho, their cases will be discontinued. The chairman of Meiti Allah, their cases, Meiti Allah was arrested and detained in the same facility where Nnamdi Kanu was detained. I was there, so I know all of these things. For security reasons, I want to mention the places. I know they are very, if you close my eyes, I can take you to the detention facility. Where Mazin now saying that all the people who are with him don't have their reasoning and their thinking is bad. Everybody in that detention facility, I let the DSS conduct a survey. Everybody will say Nnamdi Kanu is a good man. The Igbos will say the same. Yorubas will say the same thing. The Fulanis will say the same thing. The Hausas will say the same thing. I met him just for how many days. See how I am passionate about him now. I'm among those who are his members already. Anywhere he goes, that's where I go. Because I know he's a good leader. You see, you will always want to be by somebody who will not betray you. Somebody that you know that will always stand for you. One of the things my family members told me that you should be happy that you were detained though, because at least you have got to meet Nnamdi Kanu. So that if you are, because when I went back home, I told them that I had a wonderful discussion with Mazi. I said, that means this is a blessing now. If you were able to, now are you sure? See, I'm sure that somebody that I know very well that this. I told them the story about Nnamdi Kanu. That was when I was going to protest during the last protest, and because a lot of my family members entertained fears that it was going to be that the security will clamp down on us. But I said, no, if you cannot betray somebody who stood by you, who is a good person, we just pray for you. Whatever happens, go. Not because of what I told them about him. So Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist, and based on he was kidnapped from Kenya. Also, I think he was kidnapped. Why should you kidnap somebody and bring the person to Nigeria to come and try? And even in Nigeria, I think there was a judgment that was given that he should be released and the compensation paid. Why was that judgment not carried out? So this thing has nothing to do with law. It is pure political witch hunt, and that's why we want Mr. President to just end this.
All right, let's look at the judgment has been fixed. The judgment on terrorism charge against him has been fixed for 20th of this month. Supposing the case does not go the way of Nnamdi Kanu, are you foreseeing probably tension in the southeast?
Not just tension. There might not be election in the southeast, and by extension in Nigeria. So that's why.
Why do you think so?
Because people will be disappointed, and when people are fed up, they no longer fear anything again. The worst will be death, and when people no longer fear death, they have reached a limit where they become dangerous human beings. And that is where this judiciary is pushing us to. And that's the reason why Mr. President needs to halt this, so that we don't get to that level. Because that is what will happen. We don't even need like this. You see, they can charge you for anything. I do not, because of the honor done to me by President Tinubu, there are certain things that I've kept to myself that I don't want to reveal. So much I have seen injustice. Injustice has been meted out to me personally. As at the time I was abducted, I was holding the hands of the former governor of Kano State, Malam Ibrahim Shekaru. The emir of Dutse, his representative, was behind. The former governor of Kogi State, Captain Idris Wada, was coming behind us too. It was in their presence I was by Benga Adeyeye, known as Aluta Pilot. And because they told them that I am an imam, one of them brought out alcohol and forced me to drink. And that was the first time I took alcohol. But there are so many things worse than what I have just said. I have kept that to myself because of the honor done to me by Mr. President. But if they don't, even if all of us are Muslim, you don't have to shout and disturb others. At this particular time, some persons want to sleep. Some persons want to just sit down quietly. You cannot be shouting like this. But throughout, for the 3 days that happened in the detention facility, he will not complain. Instead, those who want to come, because when people have problems, they run to him, not even to DSS officers who are supposed to take care of us. You tell them, no, it's just for a short period of time. Just be patient. When you live with people, you have to tolerate them. I was angry. But he was calming others down, because I was also telling those that were, I said, no, you don't have the right to shout. We are all here. Even if all of us are even Muslims, you don't shout. Some persons will want to sleep. But because I lead prayers in the detention facility also, but some persons, most problems that we have in this country is as a result of ignorance. But they couldn't challenge me because they know that I am a Muslim, and I also one of their leaders, even in the detention facility, because I lead prayers. It was when I came that we started even doing the Friday Juma prayers. But I told them that if you want to worship God, you don't have to disturb another person. That any act of worship where another person will feel injured or another person's peace will be taken away, that is not an act of worship that will be rewarded. Now we don't have to raise our voices. In fact, even when I do recitation, I bring my voice down so that it doesn't disturb others. And so I was always telling that this is how a religion should be practiced. It should not be a source of problem to people. But Matthew was not complaining. So if he's a terrorist, I have not seen anything that will make me. That's why I believe in him. I believe in him 100%, more than I believe in my state governor, more than I believe in virtually all Nigerian leaders. And that's why I am out. That's why I have been going through all of this, and that's why I'm appealing. You see, of course, I don't have access to him now, but I can tell you that because I know the kind of person that he is. Mazi, as a courageous man, he listens to his followers. He knows I love him, and I know he loves me. So for that reason, once he's released, I'll go and appeal to him. That the same way you told me to play along, I played and I have been released. When I was released, I went on air to appeal. So, Mr. President, for your case to be discontinued, I know you are a strong man, but because of those of us who love you and we want to see you outside, please stop so and so, discuss with Mr. President, and see how this thing can be resolved amicably. I am very sure Mazi will listen to me because he is a listening person. We argue with him on certain things, and he's very vast. So that is the reason why I'm coming out now to make this appeal and to tell Nigerians that and all those listening to us that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist. He's not a criminal. His only problem is that he's fearless and courageous. He hates injustice. He used to tell me, he will speak in Igbo and translate to me. You say this is a proverb in Igbo language. That I remember a particular one that he told me that in their place, when a child is beaten by his parents, is being beaten by his parents, and the child runs to an elder. Yes, that elder now serve as a shield, so that the parents will not continue to beat again. And also that if anybody is being molested, it is the responsibility of others to come out and stand for the person who is being molested, so that you don't keep quiet when a particular person is being humiliated. That usually he will speak in, he said that this is a proverb in Igbo language, and then he will translate that this is. So there are so many things he told me, so that these things are not allowed. These are the things that are not good, and society must condemn acts of injustice. And that's why, and he demonstrated that, and he's still demonstrating that in the detention facility where he is. As I speak to you, if not because of the professionalism of the DSS officers who are close to him, I can tell you that all of them, if you ask them, those that are close to him, that work close to him, all of them, no exception, will say that they should release him. All of them, they like him. The way they interact with him, you see that they like him. Everybody that detention facility, they will want him to go, but they will miss him. All. You have virtually all tribes in that detention facility, but all want him to go. All are saying he's a good man. Those who don't know him,
should follow. The elections are about all of us. When a leader like Atiku Isah raises concerns, it's a wake-up call for the government, communities, and even ordinary citizens to pay attention, stay informed, and participate wisely. Now, the big question is, what will happen next? Will the government engage with students and youths to ensure elections are held peacefully and fairly? Will there be dialogue to calm tensions in the Southeast? Or will frustration grow if voices continue to be ignored? These are questions everyone should be watching. So, viewers, stay tuned because the story is still unfolding. Like this video and subscribe to get all updates. And I want to ask you, how do you feel about this warning from the NANS President? Do you think the Southeast elections might be affected? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think. We will make our voices heard. That's a message that cannot be ignored. This story also reminds us that the justice system and election process are deeply connected. People are watching how courts, the government, and officials handle sensitive cases. When delays or perceived injustices happen, it doesn't just stay in court, it spreads across communities, universities, and social media, affecting trust in the system. So, for viewers at home, the key points are, 1, Atiku Isah is speaking boldly for students and youths. 2, he is linking the issue of Nnamdi Kanu's detention to the credibility of elections in the Southeast. And 3, this is a warning that young people will not be ignored in matters that affect their region and their future. If you are enjoying this coverage, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any updates. What makes this especially interesting is how it could affect national awareness. While this comes from the student front, it's a topic that every Nigerian